Hello and welcome to Totally Inspired, the show where I am inspired or sometimes influenced by something online, on social media, or on YouTube, and decide to give them a try. It could be anything from crafts, recipes, or even products, and then I share them with you. In case you ever wondered, is it worth it? Let's find out together. Today's recipe comes from Pinterest, classic slow cooker chili. This recipe has a lot of ingredients, but it's so easy to throw together. I actually substituted some of the ingredients, so I'll put the original recipe and the link to it in the description box, and then I will show you what adjustments I made based on what I had available in my pantry. The spices I had all ready in my pantry, so I put all the seasoning spices into a small prep bowl to use for the ground beef. I had a lot of fun putting this chili together. It really only took me maybe 30 minutes between gathering all the ingredients and getting everything prepared. Most of it is just dump into the crock pot. Um, the hamburger, and in my case, I substituted with sausage. That took a little bit longer just because I wanted it cooked already. I suppose you could throw it all into the crock pot in the morning, cook it on low for maybe 8 hours, and have everything completed by the end of the day. But we had friends coming over for dinner, so it was just easier to cook that all up and then throw it into the crock pot to warm, basically, and have all the flavors mixed together. Do you see my fun little gadget here? It's a garlic chopper. Just peel the garlic, put it in there, smash it down, and it chops it automatically for you. I think I got it at TJ Maxx, and it was less than $5. Hey, have you ever tried to chop an onion while your cutting board is moving under you? This mini cutting board is supposed to have these grips that don't allow it to move while you're cutting, but you can see it kind of twisting around as I'm trying to chop these onions. Super fun and safe, I know. Here's the part that took the longest, was getting that hamburger browned up with the onions and the garlic and all the spices. As I mentioned in here, the recipe did call for 2 pounds of hamburger, but I didn't want to use the oregano that the recipe called for, so I ended up using 1 pound of hamburger and 1 pound of Italian sausage because the sausage was already flavored, so I figured that would be easy enough to replace the oregano. And then it was just a matter of browning up the meats along with the onions, adding the garlic in a little bit later, and then the spices as well, and getting that all cooked up before adding it to the crock pot with the other ingredients. Once the meat was all cooked, it was just a matter of getting the crock pot out, opening all the cans of beans and tomato sauce and tomatoes, all of that stuff opened up and dumped in. The beans I did throw into a colander and just kind of rinse them before adding them to all the tomatoes and the sauces. And then just dumping in all of the cooked meats, mixing it all up. And I put it on high for almost 3 hours, I think. While the 3 hours was going with all of that combining and kind of all the flavors melding and stuff like that, I ended up making one of the boxes of the Krusteaz Honey Cornbread, which is so good. And it went great with this recipe. My friends that were over and our family, we really enjoyed this chili, and it's going to replace the chili we have always made because this was so good. If you like easy crockpot recipes and chili, this is the way to go. It's that time of year. It's perfect, super simple. Throw it all together and your family will have a great meal. Enjoy. If something in today's video inspired you, please consider liking and subscribing. Follow along, comment below. Let's connect and we can inspire each other.